everybody, thanks for joining the channel today. Figured I would do a review today of kind of an old guitar. It's a guitar I've had for quite some time, but if you can find one of these around used, this is like a really good guitar and it'll save you a lot of money. Let me tell you the backstory on this thing. I went shopping for a 12 string back in the late 90s. And I had saved up about $1,500 or so and had that to spend. And I was looking at maybe getting a Taylor, and Tacoma made a 12 string that was pretty nice. And I was looking at several different models and things, and I finally said, okay, I'm going to pull the trigger and go buy the guitar with my wife's blessing, of course, with a family and everything, kids still living at home back in the time. Money was always an object. So I went out shopping, went to several different music stores, tried a couple, and I ended up going to this chain store they used to call Mars. It was a big national chain store like Guitar Center. And I went in there looking around, and they had a used section over on the side of the wall, and I saw this big blonde jumbo sitting over there. And so I said, well, that's interesting. Let me go over and take a look at that. And I saw that it was an Alvarez. I didn't know what the Alvarez logo was at the time. And I was like, I don't know what kind of guitar that is. I wasn't sure, and I couldn't see the inside label. It was up high on a shelf. And it was only strung up with 6 strings. So I was like, well, that's kind of weird. But I picked it up and, kind of took it off the shelf, and I knelt down with it, and I hit the E, just the open, and there was a warmth there, and I'm like, oh, wow, okay, that's pretty good. I mean, that's usually my number one thing. Whenever I pick up a guitar, I'll hit that low E, and if it has a good warm sound to it, doesn't sound tinny or brassy or anything, that's usually a good sign. So I strummed a few chords on it, and man, this thing, I could tell this had some real life in it, some real a lot of Alvarez guitars have a really nice resonance in it. So I sat there and played with it for a few minutes, and a sales guy walks by, and I said, hey, how much you want for this thing? So there wasn't even a price tag on it. And he said, let's see, look at that one's $325. I said, sold. And it came with a hard shell case. The hard shell case was probably worth $150. So I took that thing home and then showed it to my wife, and she's like, well, how much did you spend? And I handed her back like $1,200. She was pretty happy about that. This is an Alvarez AJ-60. It's actually the second one I've had. This is I have some circumstances having to move. Several years ago, I had to downsize the guitar collection, and that's one of the ones that had to get sold. It broke my heart, and so I looked long and hard to try to find another one of these. They're getting harder to find. If you find them on eBay or on Reverb.com, the prices are starting to go up on them. So strum a few chords here just a second. Wonderful, wonderful. This guitar, let me tell you some of the features of it and why you should be looking for one. Okay, top. Most acoustic guitars are Sitka spruce tops, and this one has an alpine spruce top. I have found in my experience that alpine spruce makes a superior 12-string guitar. Just the tone of it just sounds a little richer, a little brighter, a little warmer. I don't know, I just have always liked, when I could get a 12-string with an alpine spruce top, it really sounds really great. Maple back end sides, these are not solid, they're laminated. On a 12-string guitar, the laminated back end sides isn't a huge deal, wasn't a deal breaker. Rosewood bridge and fingerboard, rosewood overlay on the headstock. Has your just standard kind of Alvarez tuners. They're just some no-name, probably Korean-made tuners, but they do a good job in keeping the thing in tune. This is an older one that has the more traditional bridge on it. The later models that you'll find that are built after about the year 2000 have that 2-level, that bi-level bridge that Alvarez makes. I have a matching 6-string to this, but it's one of the newer versions of it that's made since about 2000, and it has that 2-step bridge. I find that's actually a superior bridge because it gives you a better down angle coming off of the bridge. It's a little bit more richer in harmonic content. So, but this one is an old traditional one, and so I'm very happy with that. This does not have a pickup built into it, and I have the sound hole pickup that I use. I'm not going to demonstrate that part of today. When I perform, I tend to use a microphone, and I use the pickup to give me a little bit of low end before feedback. And then the microphone gets all the transients and the high ends from basically your chordal stuff. This guitar I use predominantly as either my standard tuning guitar or tuned down a half step. This is strung up with D'Addario 9s, the extra light gauge, and it has plenty of projection on that, and it's very easy to play. Alvarez makes a wonderful pickup system, and if you have the one with the pickup, you can plug it in, you're going to get this really rich tone in it, and also it has an external jack where you could take a pickup like this and move and plug it into the preamp and blend it with the piezo pickup that goes under the bridge. It's another cool thing that Alvarez does. Alvarez makes really high quality guitars in a very affordable price range. I don't know how they do it, but all of them I have owned. I've owned 5 different Alvarezes, including one a solid body electric that I had years ago. All of them have been exceptional instruments and lots of fun to play. And I have gone to gigs where somebody have like a Martin or a Taylor, and they go, "Wow, what kind of guitar is that you've got there? That thing sounds really good." And I tell them it's an Alvarez, and they're always just amazed at how good the guitar sounds. I had one guy offer to trade me his $4,000 Rain Song guitar, which is made out of like graphite, like a tennis racket. And I'm like, no way, I'm keeping my my Alvarez. I really enjoy these guitars a lot, and if you can find one and you're in the market for a 12-string, I can highly recommend. This is the AJ-60S. S stands for solid top. If it says SC, that means it has a solid top and a cutaway. Some of them have a nice Florentine cutaway, or the Venetian cutaway. I never can keep those straight. The rounded cutaway, not the pointy cutaway. My wife gets mad at me. I call it my big curvy blonde. So she gets jealous of it sometime, but she knows where my heart is. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I will check back in with you again soon with some more reviews and things. Check out my new 12-string album. This guitar is featured on a couple of songs in there, especially the song. It's called Winter Thunder. This is the guitar that plays Winter Thunder. It sounds beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. Check the description or the pinned comment below to find the link to the album on BandLab, and it will soon be available up on iTunes and some of the other streaming platforms as well. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Catch you next time. Bye.